Hey guys, it's me again. I didn't get a video done in September. And I had wanted to do these every month, so I'm sorry. And so this is going to be a quick one kind of for September, October. It's been kind of crazy. After my last video, I had signed with an agent and a lot of things have been going on, and I also have two conferences coming up in the next couple weeks that I'm getting ready for. So while there's a lot more art related and like kid lit related topics that I want to talk about, that I don't know, at least I want to put my thoughts out there on these videos. I wanted to do something a little bit more quick and fun for this video. So you can see that I have a recording of a drawing of a recent self portrait I did, and I wanted to just talk about why I first chose to dye my hair a fantasy color, and then why I still do it. Because I just barely this week re-dyed my hair. It's now navy blue, and it's really fun. And I get a lot of questions from people. People are really curious about why I do it, and so I just kind of wanted to talk about it. And so I have like a simple answer I can just give people this video. So I've been dyeing my hair for a couple years now, so it's probably, I'd say, around 3 years ago that I first kind of got the idea in my head, and I really can't say exactly where it first like came from. But I do know that Pinterest was early on kind of a contributing factor. That if you've used Pinterest, you know how once you pin an image, it'll show you images that are similar. And so I don't even know if I originally pinned the image because I was interested in blue hair or colored hair at all. I just thought that, oh, this image looks pretty and it happens to have someone with colored hair. And then it started showing me more and more images of similar hair coloring and that kind of thing. And so I started seeing these images of blue hair and I really liked it, and I started pinning them, and it got to the point where I had an entire Pinterest board full of blue hair or interesting hair dye, fantasy hair. And somewhere over the point of pinning all these, and there's no kind of hard definite time when it happened, I instead of just being like, oh, this looks cool, it's like, oh, like I want to do this. This would be so cool if I could do this and like have blue hair. I love wearing blue. I think it looks good on me. I think blue hair would be great. And so it started to kind of become a thing where I had this secret board that no one else could see. It was full of these images of blue hair and this thing that I wanted. And I even told my husband about it and kept passing. It's like, whatever you want to do, it's your hair, do your thing. And it came to a point. I was a few months into my second pregnancy, and I don't know, maybe other women who have been pregnant can speak to that, but like, I feel like it was a time of really thinking about like what I wanted to do with my life and stuff like that. And it seems like such a shallow thing is dyeing the hair, but it kind of clicked in my mind where I realized, I said, I don't want to be this person in my life or for my kids or whatever, where there's these things that I want to do that I think are cool and interesting that I don't do, either because it's different or hard or a change, or because people will think that it's weird, people might judge me. Like, I just don't want to be that person who is worrying more about all those other things rather than just making my dreams happen. In this case, it was just a simple, silly dream of having colored hair. And so that's when I started trying to figure out, okay, how do I make this happen? I knew nothing about hair dye. I had completely, as they call it, virgin hair. I had never even had highlights or anything. It was you know, I don't know, up to, I was, what was I, like 26, 27 at the time, never done any kind of color in my hair whatsoever. And so I had no real clue of what the process was actually like. And so I started doing research, and I had a friend who knew a stylist that did stuff out of her home. And when I asked her about it, she was like, oh, like, I can, you know, give you a cut at a discount here out of my home, but to do a fantasy color, it would cost lots of money, and it would take hours, and you'd have to do it in the studio. And it was like, at this point, like I said, I was like, I just want to make this happen so like I can get it out of my system, was kind of what I said to myself and to my husband. It's like, I just have to do this so that I'm no longer like wanting to make this happen and feeling like, oh, I'm missing out and not doing this thing that I want to do. And I'll just get it out of my system and then it'll be over. Which, looking back in retrospect, that's kind of funny because it's not over. But I had a toddler. I was pregnant. And so in addition to, you know, paying a stylist to color my hair for me, having to pay like a babysitter to watch my toddler, I was like, oh, well, I tried, but I can't do it. And it still wouldn't let me go. There was still that kind of determination. It's like, I need to figure out how to make this happen. I did a little more research, and once I finally let myself like look into it, I saw that doing DIY hair color is actually really easy and much, much, much cheaper. And you don't have to spend hours there because you just put the dye in your hair, and then you put on what do you call it? The shower cap, and just let it soak while you're doing your stuff. You don't have to sit at the salon. And so I ordered some dye, and I did it. At the time, my hair was like elbow length, so on the long side. And I just got one small thing of dye, and I only dyed the bottom layer of my hair. So the top of my hair was still natural, just to kind of see what happened. I was too nervous to, you know, do the whole thing all at once. And not only did I love the color of the hair when I first, you know, did that bottom layer, but as it faded, I liked it even more. And so, and like I said, I was trying this out, and like it, and I wanted to quote unquote get it out of my system. So I hadn't like bleached my hair or done anything that would really damage it or cause any problems. Um, and so it was a dark blue with my natural color underneath, which made it look sort of like a denim shade, if that makes sense. And which really fit with kind of, you know, my color preferences and aesthetic. If you see like my illustration portfolio, a lot of it is in muted colors, and I like to wear a lot of muted colors. And so yeah, not only did I like the original blue, but when it faded, I really liked that too. And so I dyed all of my hair blue. And then about a year after I had first dyed it, I kind of wanted to try something different, and I went to green. And I loved the green because, maybe as you noticed in the self-portrait earlier in the video, I have green eyes, kind of a green hazel. And so when the hair faded, my hair matched my eye color, and I thought that looked really cool. And then, so I had green for about a year, and now I've switched back to blue, and I love it. So originally dyeing my hair was kind of about, as I said, not waiting around and avoiding things that I really want to do or be. And now it's kind of evolved from that. That's still what it is, but also it's about taking time for myself and doing something that I really enjoy, even if other people don't understand it or don't do it themselves. Anyway, that was probably a lot more information than anyone wanted to know about my hair dyeing choices and habits, but since people keep on asking, I just wanted to throw it out there. So thanks for listening, and I'll have more art related and more serious, interesting things to say in future. Bye.